Rocket Child.
Is Rocket Child.
Rocket Child.
Rocket Child. It's Rocket Child.
Rocket Child. Yeah.
Hello, this is Jessica again. So for this speed drawing, I'm following on from some of the other ones, which is based on the short story I wrote called The Giant's Heart. There we go. So in the story, our heroine Jordan gets lost in the Australian bush and encounters a giantess who turns people to stone. So in this particular scene, Jordan is discovering that her brothers have been petrified. So I opened up two of the illustrations that I've already done, so I have a comparison color-wise. I already did the drawing another time because I needed to work on this perspective and the poses, and have since done the line art. On the left side, you can see I'm doing a color sketch. So what I've done is I've swatched some of the dirt stone palette from the other drawings and have then begun to think, okay, when Jordan discovers her brothers, she's using her torchlight in the middle of the night. So I'm using kind of a LED colored blue for the highlights and then making the rest of the shadows really dark. So here I'm just selecting the brothers who are on a separate layer to the background and coloring them first. So first with the brown stone color, it's a bit darker and grayer because it's nighttime compared to if the sun was out. And then once I've got the main brown swatched out, I'm using a darker one, a little bit of a purpley kind of brown, and I am using the lasso tool to select areas that would be away from the torchlight, so they're quite extreme dark colors. Now I'm going ahead with a textured brush and putting some orangey kind of sandy texture on to the characters to give them that stone look. Now I'm working on the highlights, so I'm selecting areas that would be closest to the flashlight with the lasso tool. And next I'm going to be using a soft brush with a blue color, as I said, like LED kind of blue, and I'm using a mix of very sharp edges with a bit of soft blue. Then I'm using the blending modes to find something that works best. I believe this is vivid light, so that the highlights would suit well with the main colors. So that's just the same for the other characters as well. Just a little soft glow so that the light blends out. Here against the background it looks very extreme, the bright light, but once I put in the shadows it'll make more sense that it's a direct torch kind of light. Then I'm changing the line color so it's not this very intense black, but a little softer purpley brown so it matches the stone texture. Next we're working on the background, so since the background is just rocks and dirt, I'm using the same color palette and I'm going over everything again with the very dark brown shadow. So because the light in the foreground, because the flashlight is in the foreground, it means that the majority of things in the background would be in the shadow. So first I'm adding a mid-level shadow, and afterwards I'm going to add a very dark shadow so that things in the back are even more hidden. Now I'm using a soft pencil texture brush to get some texture into the ground, and as I said before, using a darker multiply filter, I'm adding even more shadows in the back. You'll be able to see little bits of highlights from the light that's hitting the top of the rocks, but the rest of them are going to have a very dark shadow. And this is also going to help separate the characters from too much complicated details in the background. See here, I'm just adding the same sort of bluish highlight to the top of the rocks. It won't be very distinct, it's just enough so that the top of the rocks have a bluish purpley kind of glow, so it matches the color palette. And then a very bright pool of light in the center and a soft kind of halo glow, so it's obvious where the flashlight is pointing its beam towards. Then on the outside, adding some more shadows to make a vignette kind of effect so that the center foreground stands out even more with the flashlight glow. Adding some more texture on the rocks so the image has composite colors going on. The orange brown rocks with the purpley blue glow of the light. And this is the final artwork. If you like seeing my speed drawings and want to see more stuff, please like this video and subscribe to see more. Anyway, thanks. Bye.